go, Devon.
Thank you, Phil. And hi, my name is Devon Burke. I am from Super H, Therapy for Healing, and also the Mind Body Therapy Center based in Forest Hill. And I'm a complementary health therapist, and I do a range of different techniques. And so today we're looking at, so we're doing a pain clinic. So we're looking at aches and pains. And in fact, the thing that we do is called complementary health pain clinic. And it is looking at alternative ways or different ways of dealing with your aches and pains, but using your natural energy, your ability or your body's ability to heal itself. And it is to come to that realization that we can do so much more than we think we can, or that we allow ourselves to do. And it's to trust in that. There's lots of things that we can use in the way of helping to heal, the helping to control aches and pains. But we always come back to the basic, and the basic is using the breath, using breathing techniques, using also visualization, and again, using stretch and exercise. And then you can move on to using stuff like teas and different aids, including, I don't know if I ever spoke about CBD, but to use CBD, I use that to, from time to time to get a better sleep. I use the one where I just sprays in the back of my, under my tongue, basically. And I do that at night, very late, just before I go to bed. And the reason why I do it then is because as I call it, it helps me with my second sleep. So I'd sleep, when you reach my age, well, a certain age, you sleep for 4 hours, 5 hours if you're lucky, and then you're up and you go to a loo. But it's that second sleep that used to bother me, that used to get in the way. I couldn't go back to sleep. And I find that using the CBD from the start, as I go to sleep, and now I've even, it's just one little squirt I use, where I think sometimes you're advised to use 2 squirts. But nevertheless, it helps me a lot because that second sleep becomes so much better. So I will end up like having 4 hours or 5, and then having another 3 or 4 hours sleep after that. So yeah, there's that. But there's so many other things: breathing techniques, exercise, creating the environment for better sleep, creating the environment to control aches and pains. So I think I'd like to ask, last week we spoke about having one of these. Yeah. So what we'll do, we get rid of the tape, the sticky bit after you've taken the label off. You take the label off so it doesn't scratch your skin. And what you do, just wash it in soap and water, hot water, and that glue comes off. So we're able to use that. And we'll go more about that, how we use that as a means of massaging. But it is all the other things that we can use to help your body to relax, to help your mind to relax. So we revert back to the breathing techniques. So using breathing, it helps us to be able to allow the body to absorb or to take us away from that aches and pain. It's easier when we do it in person, but to be able to get it across. Question I should ask, I suppose, is that, has anybody been trying any of the techniques that we've done so far?
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of the breathing techniques and some of the stretches you give us, and a little bit of the self-massage. And yeah, I had a pain in the shoulder, up in the right near the neck part, and that seemed to help a little. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, because sometimes we get a bit of stiffness with a muscle. If you're not using the muscles, you know, you can incur aches and pain, because you think that by just sitting and not doing anything, that you're resting. But it is about stretching, movement, and getting oxygen to the body, to those muscles. Yes, those are some of the stretches. But you know, if we'd like to go over some of the stretches and things, but first of all, let's start off with: has anybody got any particular aches or pain that they'd like for us to address first, and then we see where we go from there?
I would just like to say that some of what the stuff you've been talking about, I have been doing, and I continue to do all the time, because I find it really important to keep moving. That sitting still is the worst thing I can do, and
Exactly.
even lying still. And what's kept me going through all of the time with COVID has been the stretches. That even if I've not been my exercise now is walking. I was swimming 3 times a week before that. But it's the stretches that have made all the difference, just to keep. And when I walk, I do a lot of arm exercises and upper body, so that I keep everything moving. I sort of mentally go through every joint and see that they're all getting some movement every day.
That is wonderful. That is exactly it.
And the other thing was that you were saying about massage, that when I have a bath or a shower, I always spray on magnesium afterwards, but I sort of massage it in, and I always spray massage up towards the heart, but you know, my hands, from my hands down, from my feet up. So by the time I've done that, I feel I've had I'm warmer, I'm more comfortable, much more, you know, all the aches and pains I woke up with aren't anything like they were.
That's it.
I think that talking about moving is a real key thing, but also it's sometimes when you've got arthritis, it plays on your mind. So for example, I do a lot of cycling, sometimes 150 miles a week. That's how I get my exercise. But over the last couple of days, I've had like a really sore ankle. It's made it difficult to walk. And on sort of one of the days on the weekend, I sort of felt sorry for myself, got in a sort of a mental state and lay in bed. And the next day I actually felt worse, and actually getting up yesterday and going cycling sort of got the joint going again. So I think you've got to be a bit wary of, like Rosemary says, is you've got to keep moving. And actually sometimes when you feel a bit unwell, it's actually more important to move then than when you're feeling okay. And it's just every now and again, because people sometimes forget about rheumatoid arthritis, that the mental effect it has on you. And it's trying to get out of that mindset. It's about having a positive mindset and trying to move. So I sort of agree with what you're saying there, Rosemary.
Magnesium also, I've heard, is very good.
Yeah,
other people
I'm going to get some of that, but I've looked
recommended magnesium. Yeah.
Yeah, I have been using some Tiger Balm. And
you can mix the magnesium in with the Tiger Balm.
Yeah. And interestingly, something that I found brilliant has been acupuncture, but I haven't been able to do that really with COVID, to be honest. But what he was, the guy that I was going to regularly, he was saying, especially your feet. He's a Chinese chap. He describes your feet as being your second heart, and people neglect their feet, don't they? You know, you go to the dentist or wherever, but people often neglect their feet, looking after them. But they're really important, bearing in mind their weight-bearing capacity.
That's right. You know, and from a reflexology point of view, it is a map of your body, so you can treat different parts of your body through your feet. Now, one of the things I think that with some people, because massage is very important, it's vitally important for your body, even if you feel as if your body is in good condition and you have no aches and pains. It should be used as a maintenance. So without having aches and pain, is to be able to, so it's a prevention basically. But a lot of therapists will massage your body and ignore your feet.
Mm.
Now, your feet should be a vital part of your massage and your head, basically, because that treatment for your feet is actually helping to treat some of your internal organs. And so when you're sourcing a massage therapist, do bring that up. You know, is the massage a part of my, is my feet a part of the massage, right? And you want somebody who's going to pay particular attention to the soles of your feet rather than just give it a quick rub over. It is working on various points in the feet, as a reflexologist would do. Reflexologist would do this kind, I don't know if you can see my hand. So you'd be doing this kind of thing, right? Where, and as a massage therapist, you get in there, and if it's a person that is used to doing the feet, then you'll find that instead of using oil, they'd use a cream. Some people use a powder, but it would be a cream that your feet will absorb, and you work it in. So you work on various points of the feet, and it's not just relaxing, but I've come across people who would say, oh, you can't touch my feet. You know, my partner can't touch my feet, you know, so, but there's a way of doing it. And it's all psychological, because a lot of people will reinforce something that they feel they don't like. And they'll say, you can't, you can't, you can't. Or I don't like, when sometimes it is about just take it in your stride. And by placing pressure on the soles of your feet, it makes it easier for you to work on the feet. And if you get the person who is receiving not to focus on the feet and say that it's tickling, or, you know, then you take away that. So the idea is then that you desensitize your feet. So the therapist who's working on your feet should be able to do that. Now, acupuncture is a wonderful tool against arthritis. Massage, I think, is vitally important on so many different grounds, in so many different ways. Tai Chi. Tai Chi.
I'm on a Zoom meeting and I've got the physio here as well. Can I talk to you later?
So Tai Chi is a great one to keep you moving, keep you stretching. That's great. The other, yoga, and one that we very rarely touch on is weight loss. Because a lot of times when people, well, it depends where you've got it.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
But, you know, sort of, if you've got lower body aches and pains, it doesn't matter if it's not arthritis, but maintaining a good weight would help a lot. So it's looking at the whole picture, looking at all the bits. The other thing is, when the gentleman said about cycling, bear in mind, I can only see 3 other people at a time unless I keep swiping the thing. So I'm talking blind to some people. Icing, using ice. I know a lot of people don't like using ice, but if you've gone out, you've done a good session of cycling or a good workout, and there's a good possibility that there's some kind of swelling going on. It may not be totally, completely visible at that particular time, but I use the ice, and the first minute it's awful. But then after that, it's okay because your body, it desensitizes that area, and you can use and it takes the swelling down. We touched on CBD. CBD, again, lots of people, you can research it, have a look, find out more about it, because a lot of people, because of the plant it comes from, the hemp, a lot of people are a bit dubious about it, and it's because it's only been made legal in recent years, again, but it is finding somebody or a company that does it, and you get the right dosage. But again, that helps. It helps with sleep, but it also helps with aches and pains. I don't know if anybody's ever tried that.
Yeah, no, I've tried it.
How did you find it?
Same as you, helps with sleep if you've got a sleep problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You tell them, David.
Yeah, I've actually used it, Devon. I didn't find it very good at all with reducing pain. And when I spoke to the chemist, he said there's not the right
Dosages
in it to be any use for pain management.
We bought it when we were in Southern Ireland, and I bought him 2 months supply. He finished it in 10 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Didn't work at all to relieve the pain.
Okay. Which one did you have?
Sorry?
I'm going to swipe the screen so I can see you, David.
You don't need to swipe, just do your view. So you get
Yeah. Well, mine, for some reason, I can only get 4 people at a time.
Okay, you're just lucky you can't see me.
Go to your view up in the corner and you can see everything.
See you now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, pain-wise, it was absolutely useless. Speaking to our chemist, he said, don't bother, David. The stuff you want has got to be given by a doctor on prescription because it's much too weak. The stuff you buy over the counter.
Do you know what percentage you had?
It was,
No. It was expensive.
They are, unfortunately, they are expensive.
And it wasn't any use as far as I was concerned.
Has to be, yeah.
I can hardly hear you, David.
It was Diane saying it has to be on prescription.
We sell it in our centre in Forestdale, and we don't sell the really high dosage. I think we got this. I know we do a 2%, a 4%, and a 10%.
It was 10%, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right. The one I take is a 4%, and I have the 2% in the tea. So it's a 2% tea, which I just drink ordinarily. But the 4%, I use that last thing at night to help me to sleep better. Well, to get a second sleep. So I go off to sleep, and this is second sleep basically. And I started using that when I was having ankle problems, and I think because of the lockdown and we're not stretching and we sort of fall into bad habits, I think I got I had a problem with my ankle, and it was waking me up. That was the first time, the first lockdown. And all it is, you squirt a little bit under your tongue and let your body absorb it. But we're all made differently, and different things works differently with different people. But it's about getting it into your system. Then that way you can figure out whether it's working or not. But it's, again, it depends on the severity of your pain as well and what's causing it. But I know that before we started stocking it, a lot of my clients were using it, and it was only when we started stocking it and they came along and then said, right, okay, we've been using it for many years, right, because it wasn't on the market per se. So a lot of people were getting it sort of, how would you say, backhandedly or whatever. But now it's legal. And And I don't think you necessarily need to have a doctor's prescription unless it's a very high percentage or something like that. But it's always worth having a chat with a doctor and let them decide that, because I'm not in the know where that side is concerned.
For the pain clinic. 2 years David's waited to go to the pain clinic. We still haven't got an appointment.
Well, the NHS does get flooded.
Not easy. Yeah.
No, but if you have a chat with your GP about to find out what knowledge he's got about CBD.
Yeah.
Could do.
You know, because I know that a lot of people have used it for lots of different things. But again, it is about the different percentage. And I've come across some people who've told me some percentages, and I quickly walk out the door, because that means that it's not developed in, you know, because there's people there's people out there that are selling it, and it's not necessarily a license maker. So it is to find the right people, the right company to get it from. And possibly one of your high street well-known outlets who stock it may have the right one, because then they have to have there would be some kind of licenses, rather than somebody who says that, you know, they know a man who can get it.
Chemist doesn't do more than 10, does it?
No. My
Pharmacist.
grandson has been on it, and my son had a private prescription for it, and he was paying £400 prescription for somewhere in Holland to send in the drug. And that was a very high percentage, because it was killing his pain. And it helps Thomas quite a bit. It sends him off to sleep, which is the main thing.
But he's only 7.
But he's only, it'll be 8.
In November. What is
No,
it?
it's 8.
Just 8.
He just turned 8.
Right. See, the thing is, it is to ensure that the THC has been taken out, and it's pure. It's pure CBD on the borderline of marijuana.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this stuff that you've got was prescribed by the doctors right on the street.
I'm struggling to hear you, David.
Sorry, this stuff was provided by prescribed by Great Ormond Street doctors.
Right.
So one hopes it's the correct stuff.
Right. Well, it sounds, I mean, getting it from with a prescription, I think does help.
It's not cheap, is it?
No.
Does help. No. Even the low dosage
You tried the
is fairly high.
Yeah.
So it is about you know, it's try with it. A cheaper version works, but I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that you haven't got the right version, or you haven't, but obviously you have, because it's working. But we the ones I supply stuff as well. So can you hear me?
No, you're freezing
No.
all the time. I don't know if it's just me getting the problem.
No.
Phil, are you getting it? You getting that problem with Devon?
I can see Devon, but yeah, he's frozen at the moment. Were you using? Sorry, Diane, are you using your hearing aid thing? I think that seems to have started off his. He started getting some feedback from Devon's end after yours, because David, you were creating a bit of feedback there earlier, but let's see if I can get him back.
Do you want me to take them off?
No. No, I'm just wondering,
Well-
trying to work out what caused the issue. Let's see where Devon's got to.
David was late because he was doing his
No.
physio.
It's
So
an electrical physio problem.
I know. That's better, Rena. I can see her better now.
No,
Yeah, I was in the
I-
dark.
Much better.
Yeah, I was in the dark and I was getting a bit
Let me
hazy.
try taking my hearing
no,
aid.
it's not
I
your
think I'll
hearing aid.
still be able to hear, but not as well.
And I'll put my phone over there. Everything's a bit dull.
Does that help at all, Phil?
I'm
Can you-
trying to get in touch with Devon, but he seems to have. Well, it says
Can
his
you hear us?
I've taken
Camera
my phone
and-
away.
audio is still on, but it clearly is not. So,
I-
Devon,
No, it must be his internet interrupting. That's what happens. Isn't it?
But
He's frozen. He's gone.
We lost Devon.
We've lost him completely.
oh yeah, he's gone.
Oh, he's coming down the other
There
side.
he is down there.
There we are.
It's like celebrity squares.
Yeah, it all changes around.
He's going to Devon, Cornwall.
Dee's on. Dee, you're not on landscape. Put yourself on landscape, Dee, or you can't hear.
He's on the beach in Cornwall.
Let's
Yeah.
tell Dee to do it.
Devon, can you hear us now?
No, he's
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
can hear you.
messaging him to say that he's coming back in now. Here we are. Devon, can you hear us?
can't hear him.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you all the time.
Oh, okay. It looked as if you dropped out of the meeting there
Obviously, you got for some
at the moment.
No. Zero all the oh, technology. When it works, it's fantastic.
Oh,
Right. So
Devon, I've got a
Oh,
message
no.
coming up saying
Somebody
your
look
network
forward to hear me.
bandwidth is low.
Devon gone surfing and
what does that mean?
Well, that means your
So I need to
your
boost
router,
the.
yeah, maybe
Tell you what
maybe
I'm
having
gonna
issues
do.
with that.
I'm gonna open the doors. I don't know if that because all the other doors, the router is upstairs, and all the doors in between are closed. I wonder if that.
It's not your bandwidth.
that's what I said it was.
All
You
right,
wanna
just one
try that?
second. Let me just do something.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's not a chandelier, that's a ceiling. Basilica. On Dee's one.
the sound.
Talking about Devon's. There's a chandelier in the back.
No, it's all right.
Amuse yourself with taking the mickey out of his home furnishings while we wait for Devon to come back.
That's David.
It's quite impressive.
Diane's putting the hearing aids back, so
As I wasn't causing the problem.
we can't talk about her anymore.
No. I get tinnitus. It's much better. It gets rid of my tinnitus when I have my hearing aids on. Otherwise, I
So-
get noises.
Does that create some sort of loop? Is that what it is, Diane?
What's that? Has it made a difference putting them in?
No. I mean, when you to cure your tinnitus,
Yeah,
Does
the
create
hearing
sort of
aids,
background noise. Does
yeah,
it cancel it out? Is that
it's not
does?
no, it's not background. Tinnitus is within your ears, you know, and I get this kind of sound, and when I wear the hearing aids, I don't get it, so it's much better. And everything goes very dull when I take them out, so they're much better, and I can hear better. And of course, I operate them from my mobile phone.
Right.
So maybe I've moved the phone into the kitchen, so maybe the phone was interfering. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's probably because you're running. Obviously, we're running this session here with sound and video at the same time. And if it's going via your phone, I think that may cause some sort of feedback issues. But
No, it's
I don't know. No, I'm not an
no.
expert.
I'm using my new computer.
All right, okay, you're getting used to it.
Yes, yes.
Devon, you're back with us. You're back in the room, Devon. Can you hear us?
He's
No.
there. But
Sorry about that.
can't hear.
We still can't hear you, Devon.
Talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
I'll see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
better.
God. Right, let's have a look.
Ah,
Yeah, everything seems to be on. Right. Yes. So, if you look at stuff like magnesium and things like that, and
no.
I don't know how everybody looks kind of frozen to me.
Yeah,
Right.
you're frozen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can all hear you.
But you're the one that's freezing.
Yeah, Devon, I'm still getting this
Oh.
message coming up saying
It's
your
coming up that
bandwidth
other
is
people
low.
are free.
Have you
Right.
got somebody else in the house running? I don't know, the telly or something, or I don't know, uploading videos, downloading
no.
videos. No,
No.
because I've
No,
not
we don't
seen
do
this message before. This is the first time I've seen it, and we've not had any problems before. So I'm just trying to work
No,
out what's
because,
causing the problem.
Philip, would it help if
Yeah.
Devon turned off his video?
Are you going to?
Turn off the video.
Shouldn't really make any difference. But if you're not, are you going to do any more self massage type stuff today, Devon, or not? Perhaps that might help.
So we'll do some breathing techniques. We do some breathing
Yeah, we can't.
techniques and
Bad connection.
yeah. So can you hear me?
Yep.
Every other word.
Broken up.
Sorry about that. Let me.
You need to pedal harder.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, right, I just done another Zoom literally an hour ago. Well, probably about an hour ago was average, and it was fine. We went through. So I don't know if weather or whatever it is down this end, but it should be okay. I can't figure out
Better now.
why it's happening. Sorry about that, but okay. So can we talk about? Can we move on to self massage? Throwing me a little bit now. So self massage. Has anybody been trying that yet? Have we been trying it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think that's a no.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, Rosemary has.
Okay. Well, if you can't hear me, then all right. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So if we I don't know how many have got the I've got one of these. Yeah. And if we just do a massage into the shoulders. Yeah. Can we do that? I don't know if anybody's doing it or not.
Yep.
Yeah. So into
That's effective, isn't it?
I haven't got one of those. I have to get one.
Is it?
so it's just an
Devon, what
ordinary.
is it?
What is it?
It's a Vicks inhaler.
Oh.
And
or
all
a
we
lip
do-
stick thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And all we've done
Lip
is take the
balm.
label off. Take the label off and wash it in hot water, in hot soapy water to get rid of the glue. And then we can use that as a tool to massage. Right? So
Right.
it digs into the area. So I'm using it on top, but you can use it on your legs, on your feet, right? Or somebody else can use that on your feet or on your thighs, the painful areas. So it's just to get in there, right? So on my shoulders, I do here. If you feel here, you can feel the muscles rippling a bit. Or is it that I've got lots of muscles? No, you can feel the muscles, the strands of muscles. So what you're doing, you're going to get in there and you just flick it. So you're just flicking it. And as you flick it, you relax the arm. So it's just getting there. So it's a thing. So if we just do it nice and slowly, so it's deliberate. So you're deliberately getting into that area, working that muscle, and that muscle that you're working on, you just drop the arm, allow that muscle to be fluffy. You get in there. And all of that can be done after a workout. So again, the other side. So you're going to balance your body up. So it's just there, in there. Yeah. So on the outer part, so, if you've got a pain there in your shoulders, right? The tendency is to go straight to where the pain is.
Yeah.
Now, if it's in the shoulder, you've got a muscle that comes down from the back of your skull, and it comes down either side of your shoulder, and then it meets at the bottom, like a kite-shaped muscle. It's called the trapezium. Now, what happens as well is that you've got a pain here, and you want to work on all of here, even the hands, right? All the way up, all the way into the shoulders, into the neck, into there. And of course, you can't really work on your back, okay? I mean, the suggestion, you could do that on the back of a chair, but unless you can get somebody to sort of use one of these into the fleshy part, the muscly part, not on your bones, right? Just in there, and just work it in. But to work it in to your tolerance, right? And to get near to your tolerance, rather than just to do that. Yeah, it's okay if you're just doing that and you just want to feel relaxed and calm, right? But to shift aches and pain, right? You will feel it. You will feel it. You will feel the aches. You'll feel the muscles being done, right? And then you just do that. So what you're doing, you're going to shift the lymph, and you help in the circulation, right? The idea is to get it down into your heart, basically, back to your heart. So it's just that.
Thank you.
Now, with some people, aches and pain, again, so you imagine, I'm going to use the arm as the example, but it can be used anywhere in the body. So you've got an ache, and it's really achy. Then one of the things, palm of the hand, and just stroke. So you're going towards your heart, right? So it's your hand on your skin, if you can. And it's just, so you're shifting lymph, and you're going to go into these areas, into the joints, in there, into the lymph nodes. Okay. Now, just give that a try. So it could be your arm, your leg, whatever, right? And just do that for a second and just have that intent of bringing calm and stillness or taking away aches and pain. But the part of your body that you're doing that to, you need to relax that part. You need to just allow that part to be still. And just do 8 strokes for me, if you can. Okay. And then just tell me, how do you feel after that? How is that?
Relaxing.
Yeah. And imagine, or if you are, is anybody doing it to an area that you're feeling pain in right now?
And yeah, I'm doing it to that area that was the shoulder that was aching last week.
Right.
Yeah, it's helping a bit. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Now, okay, so let's take it again to another thing. Has anybody heard of Reiki?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever use it?
No, I know someone who is a Reiki master. I know
Right.
a couple of people.
Okay. Now, I practice a thing called One Energy Systems of Healing, which incorporates Reiki. So Reiki is the energy. Do you want to do a little experiment for a couple of minutes, right? And just to understand the Reiki energy before we use Reiki to help to heal. Now, what it requires is if you, I don't know, am I going from one thing to another too quickly?
That's
All right. Okay.
Right. So just to get your hands together like that and just move them apart gently. So a turn, you can see. So there's a gap. And all I'm doing is just going backwards and forward very gently, very slowly. Right? Can you feel anything, Phil?
Not yet, no.
All right. So just bring your hand closer, just closer.
Okay.
Right? And just move gently. Anybody?
Is there a bit of energy in there?
Yeah. How would you describe it?
It's like when you're putting your hands together, it's like there's a little push as well. Sort of.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
pushing
Anybody
you
else?
on the other way.
That's right. That's true, Rena.
That's what it feels like.
Anybody else?
Slightly warmer because they're together.
Right. There's a name for this energy. Oh, well, there's a name for that. People talk about Reiki energy and all that, right? But you've heard of people talk about, oh, you can stop now if you want. So you've heard of people talk about magnetic north and south on the earth. That energy passes through us, passes through every living thing, right? It's a healing energy. And everybody on this planet uses it. So when we talk about Reiki, everybody does Reiki passively. So we do passive Reiki. One Energy Systems of Healing will tell you that whatever energy that people are engaging, it all boils down to the same energy, same source. It is the same energy. Same energy that you'd use in church, you'd use in a complementary health center, you'd heal in a spiritual healing center or any center, or just a mother with her child, or just a person on their own. You know, when you do that because you've got a headache and it eases it, it makes it feel a lot better, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah? Yeah, when you just do that, it's just like, oh, that's
Feel
better.
better in yourself. Yeah.
You're Reikiing yourself.
Mm.
Yeah? So One Energy Systems of Healing goes further than that. It's about intent, the intention. It is about what it is that you want to happen. It is also about distant healing, meaning somebody could be in Australia, right? And you're sending them healing. You've heard people say, I will send you some healing and light, or light and healing. It is the same energy. It is the same method, same highway, just the one highway, one energy systems of healing. Now, it's about the intent. It's the same thing that prayer. When people get down on their knees and they pray and they say, please God, please allow my friend to be better or whatever, right? You can get down, well, you don't have to get down on your knees. You can send the healing through your intent. Now, you have a pain, and the pain could be in your ankle, it could be anywhere. And you put your hand on it or just over it. But I like to do, when I do Reiki, I like to do touch Reiki, where I put my hand on that person, right? And you visualize that you are healing. Your intent is to heal. But the greatest thing about it is that you can do that for yourself. Yeah, you've got a pain, and it is about also, it's wrapped up in belief and faith. You have to have that belief that, you know what, when I do this, it's going to ease the pain. But it's not like taking an injection where you go, oh, let's feel better now. No, you put your hand on the place that you've got the pain, right? If you can reach, and you allow your body to relax, your body to be calm and still. Now, not everybody or is going to be in that mindset, but your partner can put their hands on. You've heard of laying hands on in religion. It is the same kind of thing. So there is a process, but this is the simple term, the simple way. Now, if you're doing it as a form of therapy, if you're a therapist and you're getting out of it, there is a process of doing that. But this is self-help or help indoors, so your partner can do that. But it is about you also having that belief that, you know what, I can feel that, I can feel it getting better, I can feel that, and to allow yourself to react to that. Because if not, then what happens is that you become tense and you hold the pain in more. But if you relax, as you're feeling that energy, or having a better understanding of what's going on or what the energy is, you're able to let that pain go, or to get some respite from it. Because let's face it, it's not every pain that you will be able to shift immediately in that kind of a fashion. But it's about getting respite. So when somebody has a pain or you have a pain, that's what you do. And sometimes we do it totally passively. We don't realize what we do. We just do it because the body says, oh, that feels better when I do that. So you walk along and you're doing that. You're just holding that area and you're soothing it. And you become focused on that feels, oh, so much better. Oh, that's great. Yeah. But if we say and we make up our mind that nothing is going to work, yeah, there's nothing that's going to do it. So even when you're doing that, you put a barrier up, and that barrier says, no, it's not working. It won't work. So it is about state of mind and the ability and the understanding that, and the willingness to say, oh, well, actually, that does work. And you relax, you let go, and that's it. I call it letting go of the pain. But I will still stress that there is some pain that takes an awful lot of letting go. It's very difficult. And that's where conventional medicine has to play a part. And I am not one that says that we go and we do our thing and never take a tablet or never. No, it is about the balance of how we do things. And a lot of times people come to see me after they've gone through conventional medicines, right? And they have to have the understanding that I am not going to go bang and it works. It is about them as well. So it is about working with the energy that is around us. So an ache in your ankle, it is about finding yourself a relaxing position. And if you can reach your ankle, just placing your hand. I love to have that kind of, to do that rather than just flat. Sometimes it works flat or it's okay. But when I'm working, I like to feel just that little vacuum there in between. So just my hands like that. And even through clothing, it is so effective that the heat that you can generate, which is energy. A lot of people just say, oh, but it's just heat. Heat or energy is heat, or heat is energy. So we're using that. But also behind that is the intent. You know, so if you have the intent that you're going to heal somebody or you're going to help them to get better, and they have the intent that they want it to happen, it sounds a little bit to some people, but trust me, it works, and it works for me. And for lots of people that I work with, I wouldn't like to say that it works for everybody, because that may not be true. Well, I don't think that's true, but it is about the willingness for you to let go of some pain. Some pains you can't. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is a fix-all that you can come in and do hands-on, or you can just do the whatever it is. It is a combination of things, and it's about getting through the day. It's a first aid.
Okay, thanks for that, Devon. That's great. That's an interesting point. I think, afraid we're going to have to leave there because we're nearly out of time. But perhaps we can come back to that next week and see if anybody's got anything further to add to that. But interesting thing. I'll certainly give it a go and see if I can find my Reiki hours.
I'll give that a go as well. Definitely.
Good.
But
Yeah.
Phil, you can do Reiki. We can all do Reiki, right?
Sounds interesting.
Phil, I think we've got Iroko as well next week that we were invited to.
Yeah, tomorrow is an Iroko session at 2 o'clock. It's not one of our sessions, it's one of Iroko's Music for Wellbeing sessions. The link is up on our website if you'd like to like to join in. You don't have to register for that one, you can just click on it. If you'd like an invite, then drop an email to asnetoffice@gmail.com. And Andy's got a session on Thursday, another one of his yoga sessions. That was very good last week. Thanks, Andy. So, yeah. Look.
And I've also got something from the library that I will share with you. I'm sorry, I've been a bit busy this last few days with various things. But yes, I'll share it with you. We lost our heating last night, so. And then we had physio. So it's all happening.
I'll give you a call later on, Diane, okay?
Okay, thank you, Phil. Yes, and thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you,
Take care, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you, guys. See you next week.
Thanks. Nice to see you.
Saturday.